Good morning, Miss Critchley Spelling Group. I'm going to share my screen and let's get started on today's learning. Today, we're going to be looking at the O sound spelt with an A after a Q or a W, a QU or a W. So after a QU or a W, you sometimes will hear the O sound, and then we spell that O sound with an A, okay? So the O sound is usually spelt with an A after a W or a QU. So look at these words down here. We've got wallet, squash, want, and quarrel. In each of them, they've got the O sound. So wallet, squash, want, quarrel. And then instead of an A, instead of an O, spelling with it, we put an A because it's after a W or a QU. We put an A when we hear that O sound in some words, in quite a few really, but in some words after that W or that QU, if we hear the O sound quite often, we spell it with an A, okay? So pause the screen and have a go at reading these words and see if you can work out why these words have got the O sound, but it is spelt with an A. Pause the screen and have a go. Okay, well done. So we've got was, wand, quarter, quality, squat, swan, wash, quad, and swab. Okay, so was, we can see that it's a W, and then in quality we've got a QU, and in wash we've got a W. But after them we hear the O sound, so they've spelled it with an A. And you can see that in all of these words, they either follow a W, the O sound either follows a W or a QU. So then it is spelled with an A. So let's talk about what some of these words mean. So was, we know it's a word that tells something in the past, how something was, how something has happened. Wand, that we wave around and do a magic spell with. Quarter, when something is divided into four, and we're going to be learning all about halves and quarters in the next few weeks. Quality, so quality is how good something is. So how the quality of something, so we might say the quality of the meat, how good it is, how tasty it is, or we might say the quality of the clothes, how well made they are, and things like that. Squat, we know we do them in PE, it's to go up and down. So a squat is to go down with your body, just a squat. A swan is a big white bird that you quite often see traveling around. And Mysteries once tried to feed a swan, it didn't go well, they can be quite aggressive. Wash, we know what we do in the shower. Quad means four, so we know quadrilateral means a four-sided shape, but a quad can also mean we have quad can mean four babies born together, a quad bike, four wheels, things like that. And swab, we could do swabs when you're doing when you take something out of your mouth, take a swab, a little sample of something, a swab. Okay, so that's what those words mean. So I'm going to read out a word today, and you're going to decide if you're going to put an A or an O to make the O sound. Remember, the O sound is usually spelled A after a QU or a W. So the first word you're going to do is squash. Then you're going to do frog, squad, and sock. So pause the screen now and have a go at writing those four words, deciding if it's going to be an A or an O. Pause the screen, off you go. Okay, well done. Fantastic. Let's hope you got them all right. So squash. My O follows my QU, so I'm going to put an A in there. Okay, frog. It doesn't follow a QU or a W, so it's going to be an O. Squad, it's following my QU again, so I'm going to put an A. And sock, it's following an S, not a QU or a W, so I'm going to put an O. So that's how you should have spelled those words this morning. Well done if you have. Self-mark, give yourself some ticks. Fantastic. Right, next one. Are you ready? Again, you're going to decide if it's A or O. Remembering our rule we're learning today. So, first word is swamp, then topping. So swamp is like a boggy, muddy place. And we've got topping, what you put on like a topping is something you put on pizza. So it's a pizza topping or an ice cream topping that you put over the top. Wasp, those things, little bugs that goes around and stings. And solid. Okay, right, decide. Let's write down the words. Off you go. Pause the screen. Okay, fantastic. So let's look at swamp. So my O sound follows my W, so I'm going to put an A. Topping, my O sound follows a T, so it's just going to be a normal O. Wasp, it follows a W, so it's going to be an A. And solid, it follows a S, so it's just going to be a normal O, because it isn't one of our special sounds in this rule. Okay, fantastic. Right, ready for your last challenge? Again, we're going to decide if it's A or O. Squabble, problem, watch, and then quantity, which means an amount. So squabble means to argue, to have a fallout and things like that, argue and bicker at each other. Problem, we know what that means, we need to solve. Watch, look with our eyes, and quantity is an amount. So we're going to go, what's the quantity of books you need to get for the classroom? Oh, it's 30 because I've got 30 children. So with your on your whiteboards or on your papers or whatever you're using now, decide if it's going to be an A or an O in these words. Pause the screen and have a go. Okay, well done. If you finished that, fantastic. So we've got squabble. It follows my QU, so it's going to be an A. We've got problem. It follows an R, so that's not of our special sounds. We're just going to put an O. Watch. It follows my W, so it's going to be an A. And quantity, my QU follows, my QU is there, so it's following the QU, so I'm going to put an A, quantity. If you've got all of those right, absolutely fantastic. Well done. Give yourself a round of applause. Okay, so here are lots of different words, and we can see here, so words where the O sound is spelled A after W and QU, and then here it's when it's just spelled with an O. Sometimes we can find an A after a W, but it can make a different sound. So in these words, such as wax and way and quack and wag, it isn't making that O sound. So an A can follow a QU or a W, but it won't be making that O sound. So I want you to use some of these words in this box over here today to write some words using that O sound after a W or a QU. Okay, so I'm going to set up an assignment on Teams, and it will be a Word document where you can write some sentences using some of these words today. All right, I look forward to reading the sentences, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.